taught in Master Chen's class a couple of weeks ago. So again, it's a variation of 6 sealing 4 closing, right? So the classic 6 sealing 4 closing is more or less this, right? Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with our hands here, and we're going to push this out, right? So as we're pushing this out, right? So as we come here and we push this out, we want, the first initial thing is our shoulder has to push down into the elbow. But if you notice, what I don't do is I don't do this. This is a big no-no. This is a big no-no. Pulling the body away from the arm. So the rod has to stay right here. The rod doesn't move, okay? So the rod can't bend, right? This can't happen, right? Now, this shoulder, when it sinks down, gives the appearance that this shoulder is up. But all it is this shoulder is just in its normal relaxed position. Now I'm pushing the shoulder, this down. So I start with my hands like parallel with the floor, right? And this is the action I want to do. I want to do this. So this is the most basic action. I'm not even doing a rotation. I'm just moving my arms back and forth. So you do that initially, right? Okay. So now you start rotating. You start rotating as you do it. Now as you do it, you sink the shoulder into the elbow. Now, right? When I finish, when I'm here, right? You see, where are my hands? Where are my hands? They're on a line. A line. Yeah. So in the same token, so the initial action is you sink down the shoulder, right? So you sink the shoulder, which goes into the elbow. Now the elbow has to push into the line, which pushes into the wrist, which pushes into the fingers. So I create a stretch here where I'm stretching everything out, What I'm not, so again, and this rotation, and here, as I do this, right? As I do this, and this is staying very open. So we're here. Your elbow's got to push into the line more. Yeah. So turn sideways. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. And then again, if you decide you're going to work the stretch, right? So then when I'm here, if I want to work the stretch, then I work and I get here and I stretch out. And I come back and I stretch out. Now when I stretch, I feel a stretch obviously all here, but I'm also feeling it back here. So I'm feeling a stretch. And if you notice now this shoulder sinks too. Now everything becomes on a line. You see that? So again, going into that line. So just watch, right? So this is, right? But if you watch, it doesn't give that appearance that I'm doing that. See how the elbow casually pushes into the line? So it's not like it comes up like this, right? The shoulder pushes in. Do you see this action? Do you see this action? You see how the rod's not bent, right? See how everything stays open, right? So, and obviously you work it on the other side too. You're working on both sides. So in an action like this, in actual 6 sealing 4 closing, when we're here, right? And we start here and we're doing this, right? So what is this application? Well, the simple application is a joint lock, right? Yeah. So this hand is actually a grabbing hand, right? This hand is a hand that creates a hook. So this hook holds them, right? Now this has to have a bite, and then watch the space between my hands. As I do that, what happens, right? The space between my hands increases, which is what causes the pain, and eventually, if I do it fast with Fa Jin, causes the snap of the arm, right? So when I do that, if I turn this way, right, if I start my normal 6 sealing 4 closing position, when I do that, you see what happens? So, yeah. So, and the space increases between the hands. When we're doing this, we're just, again, it's a modified version of 6 sealing, 4 closing, right? But let's now throw something in the works. So instead of your hands like this, put your hands like this, right? So now you're here. Now do this. Now what are we working on? Twist your punch. Yeah. Twist your punch. Well, yeah, but see, you let your elbow go to the outside. So watch here. Watch here. My finger's on my elbow point, right? My elbow's pointing down to the ground. As my arm goes out, see how the elbow never moves. So watch. This is your elbow going to the outside. That's what you're doing. So the elbow can't move. So you have to rotate the forearm, but the point of the elbow doesn't change. You don't let it travel to the outside. If it travels to the outside, it's a leak point. So we started as a simple exercise, right, where we're just doing this, right? Now we're doing this. Now we're doing it as what? It's the same action. Look, it's the same action, but now we're doing it as what? Now we're doing it as a punch, right? We're doing it as a strike, right? So this is the first punch in the Ilu.